It's my privilege to introduce our speaker, Miguel Rodriguez, who was born and raised in Venezuela. He went to school there, has an advanced degree from college there. It's interesting to note that in his last year of college, Miguel was offered a job with IBM and began to work for IBM in Venezuela. He didn't put any dates on here as far as what those years, but an important date is in 1977, Miguel transferred with IBM to the U.S. In 1984, more importantly, Miguel became a citizen of the United States. His educational background was computer science. He worked in the IT industry for 35 plus years with IBM, obviously, American Express, Eastern Airlines, System 1, I'm not familiar with them, EDS, and Pay Cargo. He held various jobs. His last position, I think, was a Chief Information Officer. Right. He is multilingual. He's fully fluent in English with a wonderful Spanish accent. He also has some competency in Portuguese and Italian. Important part here, Miguel's married to Jan, who we all know, and they have 4 daughters and 4 grandchildren. And he enjoys reading, writing, woodworking, the outdoors, traveling, cooking, and tasting wines. One other thing I would just note that he didn't say we had to talk about this, but he is a trained life and professional coach. I'm not surprised. Please welcome our friend Miguel. Come on up.
No danger of him being deported.
All right. That's how far $20 take you with you. All right. Oh. The clicker is here. All right. Thank you, sir. Yes. We present to you the fall. That's going to be the subject of it. So we also have it in French, Italian, Spanish, and German, no Portuguese. So technically, it is the time of the year where the sun is hitting the equator directly at 90 degrees. It's called the equinox. And it is for us here in the northern hemisphere is we call the autumn equinox. But for the folks down south is the vernal equinox. It happened already, sorry to tell you, but we've been on fall for about a week and change. So it happened on the 22nd at 2:19 p.m. EDT. So what happens in the fall? It's a time for shorter days, cooler temperatures, and a transition from the summer to the winter. And we all feel that. The leaves are changing on the deciduous trees, not on the conifers. It is time where the harvest is being reaped, the products are being sold, a good share is kept for the family, and it is time to celebrate Oktoberfest. Yes. Oh, yeah. And there's the part that I like the best. I think let's go back to business. What happens in the fall? The colors are a result of a chemical change in the trees. The chlorophyll, because of the change in temperatures in the air and in the earth everywhere, things are changing for the trees. The chlorophyll breaks down, the green color goes away, and then the other shades come up, but we're starting to see that. Temperature, light, and water supplies have an influence on the degree. As we know, some falls are more radiant than others, and it is because of that. It's temperature, water, all those type of things. Low temperature, above freezing, will flavor the anthocyanin. I got it. And it produces the red on the maples. Early frost will weaken those colors. Rainy and overcast days increase the color, so it is a crapshoot. However, most of the conifers in both the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere do not go through that change. Why? Don't know yet. The biology degree did not get that far, but this is what it starts to look like. Not bad at all. I love that. However, at the point where the stems of the leaves is attached to the tree, things change and some tissue decays, and the tree decides that is waste, starts to seal that wound, and therefore the trees become susceptible of being blown away. They become a good beginning of the topsoil, and it looks like this usually. We've seen that in many of our. Now, wildlife. What happens to wildlife, which is why we're here? The trees, the colors are nice and everything, but that is not why we're here. We're here with wildlife. This is how they prepare for that. Survival strategies, approaches to food and energy, and behavioral changes. Those are the three main things that our wildlife is dealing with as we speak. Survival strategies. Some of them migrate. In our case, the birds, the animals, the birds fly away. And in the insects, mainly the butterfly fly away as well. Some of them hibernate. Raccoons, groundhogs, and mainly bats in our area. They are the ones who hibernate. Some other animals go into torpor, and that's what happens to our bears. They go into what I call hibernation light. They don't go fully into the deep state of reduction of life function as they go up north. Here, it's a little different. Deer and turkey don't go through that. Deer and turkey remains around. They remain around. They decide to put on weight as much as they can. They eat anything and everything, and they continue with their activities that they have had all around, all year round. Approach to food and energy. Some of them stockpile food, like squirrels, beavers, nuts, seeds, anything that they have in their surroundings. They accumulate it. Many of them, most of them gain weight. As you can see, I'm prepared for winter. Many of them are finding mates, and that is an important part of that life cycle, finding mates. Without mates, there's no next year. Behavioral and physical changes, we see them all around us. Thicker coats. They get. If you see a raccoon during the summer, is not the same thing as a raccoon during the winter. The coats are thicker. You see a deer during the summer, they have a little bit of a rusty color. During the winter, is more a grayish color. Color change. So they change their fur in order to camouflage themselves better. And some of them increase activity because it is the breeding season. It is time for action. You know what I mean. Mating rituals. The deer come into the rut, and not only the deer, most ungulates, deer, elk, moose, all those type of animals go into the rut, and they could be rather nasty. How can we help? What can we do? What's our role in all this? We here as stewards of our natural resources. What can we do? Many things that we can do, big and small. We don't have to do all or any. The things that we must try to do is no harm. Even if we do nothing, that nothing includes harm, no harm. Every little thing helps, though. In those areas, we can create and preserve food sources, can help them with that. We can provide shelter, even in the easiest way, we are providing shelter for them. And we can reduce the disruption that we cause on their habitats. And that's extremely important. That's where they live, that's their house. We can plant native species. Can you read that? Yeah, okay. Encourage the growth of plants and trees and shrubs and everything that is native. That is what supports our native wildlife. We can preserve their natural food. Don't throw away the acorns. Try not to anyways. Yeah, I know that sometimes they are a hazard on the decks and you walk on that and you may turn an ankle and things like that, but let's try to preserve it as much as we can. And water. Even though this is not on our day-to-day type of activities, water is extremely important for the animals this is usually a dry season for them. So the more water we can preserve for them in a kind of nice way without putting the tops in front of the house or anything like that, but whatever water we can preserve for them is important. Providing shelter. This is important. The leaves fall and we try to get rid of them as much as possible out of our yard, out of everywhere. If we could find a little corner where to have a little pile for them, not big, but just a little, that'll help. Building bug hotels, I love this one. You can use anything from pine cones, dry twigs, fallen leaves, anything to create little places for bugs to go through the winter. Eventually this translates into good stuff for our birds, because during the spring, when they come back, they find lots of food because of this. Building piles. Branches, logs, stumps, and this goes right into that kind of dilemma and conundrum that Dara was talking about. What do we do? How much of it do we do? We don't know yet. Probably we will learn more from Dara next month. But the key is do no harm. Habitat disruption. Limit the fall cleanup. I know I have 2 blowers myself, one for the downstairs and one for the upstairs, and I want to blow that stuff out of everywhere. Well, just do it in moderation. How's that? Especially the acorn. The acorn is vital. It's gold for turkeys, for bears, for deer, squirrels. Use compost piles. Most of us here do not do that and do not practice that, but some of us do. Just keep trying to nurture that organic type of recycling process that allow us to convert waste into food. That is very beneficial to some animals. Avoiding pesticides, that is crucial. That is crucial because of what they call the downstream effects that pesticides has on everything and everybody, from the birds that eat the insects, from the raptors that eat the rodents, from the humans that drink the water. It is important. How about that? Any questions? No questions? Did I cover it all? Beth has a question.
I know everybody's going to think I'm a moron when I say this, but what is the purpose of deer corn? I see it everywhere.
Oh, where?
Deer corn. We're not allowed to put any food out. I know.
No, but and let me tell you this: to attract the deer, that's deer bait, basically. But the thing is that deer bait is not fully digestible by the deer, and eventually will kill them. Yeah, but people don't care. If they're going to hunt them anyways, they're going to kill them anyway. So what do I care? So, but that is the purpose of the deer. And that's an excellent point. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Very good, Miguel. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
A couple of shameless plugs, like Andy says. First, the registrations form for the holiday party are there at the end of the table. The plug is on behalf of Jan, my wife, that she couldn't be here, but I was committed and sworn in to do that. Second thing is that Andy and I and some others here are part of the VTAC committee, and we are actively selling tickets for the fall festival coming this October 18th. It is going to be a marvelous, like especially the silent auction. You've never seen anything like that. So you cannot miss it. If you need tickets, you can see Andy. You got yours, excellent. And I have extra here, just come by, that's it. You need tickets, come see us. That's it, thanks.
Update on Jan, on her knee.
Yes, Jan, my wife, was operated on a knee replacement of her left knee this past Monday. She's recovering well. She's making terrific progress. She's had 3 therapy sessions already, and she's really moving along. Plus her, if you know Jan, she looks very nice, but she has a mean streak. And that mean streak allows her to fight back very hard. And she's fighting hard. She's fighting back very hard. So she's making good progress. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Miguel. Yeah, we'll continue to have prayers and thoughts for that mean streak in Jan, right? So keep fighting, keep fighting. Yeah. No, we'll be so noted so that she will know you mentioned the Christmas party too. So, yeah, and we're really blessed. It's very nice that Miguel is on BTEC also, and so is Andy and other here. We're good partners, we're good friends, and that you can share and work with us and understand how the other one is working. And more than happy to support your fall festival. You support our Tamarack Treasures. It's all good. Okay, now on to, I don't need a slide. On to, the volunteer fair, and our organizer and chair of Tamarack Treasures, Deb White. Come on.
When I suggested having a volunteer fair, I didn't know that meant that I was going to be the head of the volunteer fair, but y'all are all here because you obviously are interested in the work that Lake and Wildlife does. I have to admit, when Jim and I moved here 6 years ago and we started coming to these meetings, they were talking about all this great work that people are doing, and I thought, that's so cool, but I can't carry a bench up a trail like Mason does, and I don't have the skill set to do stream monitoring, and I'm not a fisher person. I thought, I love what these people do, but I don't really fit in with with it as a volunteer. I just don't see a place for me. And then you stick around long enough and you get recruited and you find out it takes all kinds of people to make lake and wildlife work in the way that we want it to and to support the natural habitat that we are all blessed to live in here. If you're a party planner, big or small, we got a place for you in Lake and Wildlife. See Luann, right? If you're a gardener and you had to give up all the stuff that you loved to plant back when you were in a metropolitan area, we have opportunities both big and small. See Andy about that, right? Holiday decor, right? We don't put out the lights like we used to do when our kids were little, but you can help put out lights here as part of Lake and Wildlife. And I can go on and on about the things that maybe your passions, they may be things that you have a unique talent at or a background in. There's a place for it in Lake and Wildlife. Lo and behold, mine was spreadsheets, right? So that's my thing, is spreadsheets. And so that's what I do. That's really how I contribute to Lake and Wildlife at Tamarack Treasures. I'm chief spreadsheet keeper. Folks have mentioned a couple times today, and this is so, so true with all of our organizations in Bentry, and Lake and Wildlife is no different. Many hands make light work. You heard the reports that everyone gave about the things that are going on with Lake and Wildlife right now and the activities that the various committees or subcommittees are doing. But let me give you an idea of the amount of work that went into just a few of those in 2024. Talking for notes, I never have notes. This is cool. Trails maintenance and trail blazing in 2024, and I'm sure this is an understatement, 464 hours. If that's done by one person, right, overwhelming. If it's done by 10 or 20, not as bad. We need those extra people. Stream monitoring, 465 volunteer hours went into stream monitoring in just 2024. Keep Bentry Beautiful, Andy's group, 381. And again, I'm sure these numbers are underrepresented, not overrepresented. Special events and planning, and I know Luann's team put more hours than this, 155 hours last year. And that includes from the donuts and the coffee that is made for us every meeting to the wonderful summer event and the holiday event, the employee luncheon that Lake and Wildlife participates in and hosts. So in 2025 so far, and this does not include the upcoming Tamarack Treasures that we're working on right now, but without the upcoming Tamarack Treasures, we've already put in 988 volunteer hours to raising funds that allow Lake and Wildlife to do all of the amazing things that are reported on every meeting. This work done by Keep Bentry Beautiful and the stream monitoring and the trailblazing that Mason and his team do. Without that those fundraising events, and that's not just Tamarack Treasures at 988, also includes the Hanging Basket Sale. That is a big fundraiser for Lake and Wildlife, as well as the Whispering Springs Days that we have. Again, 988, and I can guarantee you that number is going to increase somewhere between probably 700 and 800 hours after we're done with the next Tamarack Treasures. And to make sure that we are all aware of what's going on in Lake and Wildlife, the different opportunities that we have to volunteer and what we need to be aware of in our community. So far this year, there's been at least 100 hours by our communications team, which is one, Miguel. With the Wildlife Wednesday and the Friday news articles, and now in addition to that, we've requested that Miguel do Tamarack Treasures Thursdays, so that y'all all know about that. Again, it takes a lot of people, a lot of hours to do the stuff that we do, which is one of the reasons we wanted to have the volunteer fair. Whether or not your gift is flowers or trailblazing or spreadsheets or communication, wherever your passion is and your talents, we would love to find a way for you to plug in with Lake and Wildlife. There's a spot for you. I guarantee you I can find a spot for you in Tamarack Treasures. I promise you. Teresa Hoppe and that gorgeous new puppy of theirs are back at our table. This upcoming Tamarack Treasures, this is my shameless plug for that event. There are 205 volunteer opportunities available with that one event. So far, we're 4 weeks out from today. 120 of those opportunities have already been committed to by volunteers, which leaves us 85 opportunities, folks. So, I don't know, we got 20 or so people in here, 30 people in here. Hopefully it's 55 when everybody leaves today. So we would love to have you. It is a fun event. We have a great time. We joke, we laugh, we carry on, and we get a visit with all of our neighbors and encourage them to buy the stuff that we just donated. So we hope that you will consider that or one of the other really great opportunities to volunteer with Lake and Wildlife. Thanks for your time, and we hope you find a place that you can fit in.
Thank you, Deb. Very well done. Very well done. Good numbers and good leadership at Tamarack Treasures. We all appreciate that. I think, and summing up quickly, today it's been a good meeting, good input. As I say, many of you are here and have volunteered, and we look forward to having you volunteer again. The tables will be open. People will be around if you'd like to sign up and add some hours. And finally, I think the most important thing is that, as we all know, at the end of the day, these volunteer hours are all accumulated, whether it's working on power lines under Jim, myself, and streams, or working with Deb. It's all hours that Bent Tree would spend themselves trying to run this place, trying to raise funds, trying to keep the streams up, trying to keep the trails up. So all these hours add in, and there's a multiplier of so much an hour. And we use that number to multiply. And then at the end of the year, BTCI, Bent Tree, can use those dollars to be applied as tax credits against taxes and save us all money. So it all keeps our HOA down as best as we can. So the more hours, the more deduction, and that's the bottom line. Thank you for coming today, and volunteer again. Thanks again.